Ladies and gentlemen, if the Supreme Court decides to overturn Roe v. Wade, it will be the fault entirely of the Democratic Party. Number one, Democrats are in charge. The House, the Senate, the executive branch, the Oval Office. We have President mashed potato brains, record highs in inflation, contracting GDP. We're another quarter, we're into a recession. We have the worst geopolitical nightmare that was supposed to take place under Trump because he was installed by the Kremlin, but it's taking place under Democrats in one of the worst in modern European history. We can go on forever. Gas prices, energy prices, food shortages, and food prices through the roof. Rent, everything is more expensive. Wealth inequality is increasing. They've jettisoned saving the planet. They're flooding strategic oil reserves because Biden miscalculated everything. They ended economic activity. They pushed it. It's too soon. Trump wants to open up too soon. Well, 2 years later, we have an economy in the tank, geopolitical nightmare. Okay, they got what they wanted. At least Trump isn't tweeting. Society is collapsing, crime, homelessness, everything. Go to any major city in this country. See if it's better than when Trump was tweeting. When you say, well, you know what, this is just, you're deflecting. Look what's taking place. You didn't vote blue no matter who. I know there are going to be people who remember my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, and Salon. And there were articles in Salon that were published that people didn't like. It was me saying, I'm not voting for Clinton. I'm not voting for Clinton, even if the Supreme Court and other issues important to Democrats, because I was a Democrat at the time, lifelong Democrat, left-leaning person my entire life, okay? Progressive, whatever that means, because Clinton is a progressive. So let me explain to the people who say, this is your fault, this is Bernie or bust, this is Bernie Sanders. First of all, Bernie Sanders was cheated, but he was a tool of the system. So that's a whole other story. But really quickly, I wrote, this is an article below in the description, why Sanders defeats Trump, but Trump defeats Clinton. This is in The Hill. I was a contributor in The Hill. I told everyone on the left. My writing was going viral, and it was very popular. Hundreds of thousands of times it was shared on Facebook and Twitter. And so this is just one of my many articles where I told everyone what would take place. If you cheated Bernie Sanders, I explained that Clinton was not electable at the time because of favorability ratings and other issues. Okay? Now, on a side note, I want a Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump 2024. That's a side note because I think we're still stuck in 2016. We still are with the Roe v. Wade leaked memo, okay, from the Supreme Court. But if you're worried about Roe v. Wade being overturned, blame the Democratic Party. Blame yourself if you're a liberal Democrat for ignoring the fact that Bernie Sanders was cheated. There are certain sacred cows that Democrats believe should force voters to vote blue no matter who. It doesn't happen with people with critical thinking skills or people who just weren't born to serve the Democratic Party. So what was important for me then and important for me now, which is why I'm voting for DeSantis or Trump in 2024, is I want somebody opposed by the Lincoln Project or Bill Kristol or people who want never-ending military conflict interventions, Libya, and all the other countries prior. And look, if you want military interventions, I'm going to oppose you. That's what drives me politically. That's how you go from Bernie Sanders to Trump and DeSantis. If you don't understand that, you're an imbecile and you don't understand anything about politics. But I wrote in The Hill, why Sanders defeats Trump, but Trump defeats Clinton. There are many articles and many segments I did. This is October when I first started the channel, 2015. H.A. Goodman, Bernie Sanders defeats Trump in a general election, but Trump defeats Clinton. I told everybody, okay? I explained that even before the emails, even before the DNC emails, I wrote, Hillary Clinton is unelectable due to negative favorability ratings. Okay? I wrote in the Huffington Post in October 26th, 2015, I said favorability ratings show Hillary Clinton is unelectable and Bernie Sanders wins a general election. Why didn't people listen? Don't blame me for not voting for Clinton when I wrote and I told everybody and I predicted everything that was going to take place. NPR. These articles will be below in the pinned comment or in the description section. 5 statements on the wrong side of history, which is hilarious because I was on the right side of history. Everyday smart folks make assertions about Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, and issues of all sorts. Our emphatic prediction is simply that Trump will not win the nomination, opined Nate Silver at 538.com in August. And Clinton, quote, is unelectable due to negative favorability polls nationwide and within swing states, H.A. Goodman wrote on Huffington Post in October. This is a December 14, 2015 article in NPR quoting me. The article is amusingly about people on the wrong side of history, which I was exactly on the right side of history. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. I told everybody this would take place. And then they cheated Bernie Sanders. Then what happened was Debbie Wasserman Schultz was forced to resign in disgrace. You can look at the articles there. Debbie Wasserman Schultz to resign as DNC chair. The Guardian, as email scandal rocks Democrats. Not my fault. Not Bernie Sanders' fault. Not Trump's fault. Not DeSantis' fault. Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Clinton, and Washington Post, New York Times. Everyone who propped up Media Matters, whatever. Everyone who propped up the Democratic Party is at fault for Roe v. Wade possibly being overturned. Now, I don't want Roe v. Wade to be overturned, to tell you the truth, but that's not going to ban the procedure. That also is disingenuous. It's not going to ban the procedure. It's going to leave it to the states. And some states will make it more difficult. But the way Democrats think is they don't care about voters in red states. So anyway, that's a whole other story. But here, New York Times, Debbie Wasserman Schultz to resign DNC post. NPR, Debbie Wasserman Schultz to step down as DNC chair. Is that my fault? Is that my fault? No, I don't think so. Did I force Debbie Wasserman Schultz to join the Clinton campaign? No, not my fault. Okay? So you can, shove your indignation where the sun don't shine. Then it's an article, Inside Hillary Clinton's Secret Takeover of the DNC. This was by Donna Brazil. This type of thing takes place in corrupt political parties. This type of thing takes place in Tammany Hall. This is a problem. If you have voters within your political party that don't see Roe v. Wade as one of the top issues, like for me, it wasn't one of the top issues. The foreign policy and economic policy was far more important. So I said, you know what? I'd rather have a more populist candidate. The populism from Bernie Sanders is a direct line to Donald Trump and DeSantis. If you don't see that, again, you're an imbecile. And you are an ideologue, and you're a highly educated, apoplectic, narrow-minded, morally superior, wonderful, beautiful liberal Democrat who looks in the mirror and says, I'm going to fight injustice. But you cheated Bernie Sanders, who was also a tool of the Democratic Party anyway. He did the same thing 2 years later in Iowa with an app that just coincidentally happened to be created by Clinton campaign officials, former Clinton campaign officials. Everything's a coincidence, don't you understand? Democrats don't even have a functioning primary, yet they opine on democracy. Every 4 years, Bernie Sanders, I'm running for president. Oh, I was cheated again. Thanks, Liz Warren. Why do you think Elizabeth Warren ran? Okay, to cut Bernie's movement in two. It became a bowel movement. Yes, it did. And why do you think he said that a woman couldn't become president? Well, that was Elizabeth Warren trying to tank Bernie Sanders. Okay, the whole thing is completely corrupt. Then, this is one of the few issues that they actually, Democrats, you could say stand for, but again, if it was so important to ensure that Donald Trump wouldn't appoint 3 justices, then why did you cheat Bernie Sanders? Because that directly led to you losing, in addition to the fact that even before Bernie was cheated, I was telling people in the Hill, the Huffington Post Salon, the articles will be below, that Clinton could not win at that time. And I was right. So you could say that, it's people like me that caused this outcome. No. It's people, if you are a liberal Democrat who read my writing in Salon in 2016 in the Hill and the Huffington Post, it's people like you. You're the one that caused all of this. You're the one that You're the reason that the Supreme Court has 3 justices, that it's tilted, conservative, and is able to do this. When you cheated Bernie Sanders and you said vote blue no matter who, and you said fall in line, this is what you get. Don't tell people to fall in line anymore, especially when they have different priorities and rankings in terms of how they vote. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now to this channel. Listen, hey, don't blame me or other writers. I told everyone that Clinton would lose to Trump in 2015. NPR even said, oh, well, that was a wrong prediction. Oh, it turned out to be a right prediction, and I was 100% right. And I did YouTube segments on it. I said endlessly, people tried to disparage me, and I was right. And then Bernie was cheated, and then they blamed Russia. But again, the damage was done. You can't cheat your candidate, and you can't go ahead. And if there's a populist moment in your political party, Bernie Sanders would have won a fair primary. That's the thing. You know what? Thankfully, Trump won because he did things that Bernie wouldn't have done because Democrats would have stifled Bernie. They won't even vote for Medicare for all, which is why I left that complete, for economically and in terms of foreign policy, you would be a fool not to vote for Trump or DeSantis, like a complete fool. If you want wealth inequality to increase, you then vote Democrat. Because you could see what's taking place now with inflation and a contracting GDP, geopolitical nightmares. If you want those things, vote Democrat. But I told everybody, nobody listened. That's your fault. Don't expect people to just fall in line when they're actually telling you, you will lose. And if you lose, you will then all the things that you don't want to happen will take place. Don't cheat. Very simple. It's going to be very difficult for Democrats to understand. Don't cheat Bernie Sanders next time. Maybe you'll have a chance. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe. Thank you.